whimsical journey through our DVD collection that is the greatest west of the Mississippi. I'm Josh.
I'm Noah.
And today we are talking about Quick and the Dead, a 1995 Western. I mean, but stylized Western.
And I was thinking, this might be, if we don't count Fievel Goes West, my first Quotey Fingers Western.
Yeah. Did we see this before Wagons East?
Yes, we saw this before Wagons East.
Okay. Is that a quote
and that also would be Quotey Fingers Western.
I know.
But yeah, no, this is a comic book version of a Western.
Yeah.
I mean, it definitely hits all the tropes, and we'll definitely talk about it. But this is a very stylized rogues gallery, fun for all.
I mean, it's
Western.
a simplistic, of competition, revenge,
revenge.
Yeah, just a cast of characters fighting each other, basically.
I mean, it's I put it in the category of cowboys versus aliens. You know what you're getting.
Yeah.
Don't be like, oh, it's not realistic. It's okay. We're having fun.
We're having fun. Yeah. But yeah, it is directed by Sam Raimi, who is known for the Spider-Man trilogy, the original one, the Evil Dead trilogy, and
the original one,
and Doctor Strange: Multiverse of Madness, not the original,
the original,
this is the sequel. And he got the job because Sharon Stone, the star of this, was given a list of directors of who she wanted to, run this show, because she was one of the producers and money behind the film. And she just came back with the one word of "I want Sam Raimi," and and they were going why? He's a horror film. I was like, I really liked Army of Darkness. I want to work with him. So yeah.
So she's the powerhouse.
She's kind of the powerhouse behind this. She actually is responsible. I'll mention it for all of them, for a lot of people being hired for this film.
Okay,
So,
I mean, it's a big cast. I mean, a lot of them were
unknowns at the time. And
yeah,
that's why
rising stars.
Yeah, rising stars, and so. It was written by Simon Moore. He's not known for much, but he did Traffic, Up on the Roof, and Under Suspicion.
Okay.
And this.
So not nothing.
Not nothing. I mean, Traffic is, the really, really big one. But, starring Sharon Stone as the lady, or Ellen.
I have comments about that.
She is known for Basic Instinct,
yes.
Casino, and Sliver. I would have done other things, but they wanted Sliver. So.
Okay.
Gene Hackman as Herod, the mayor. They chose Royal Tenenbaums, French Connection, and Unforgiven, another Western. And then Russell Crowe, who plays Court, they chose Les Mis, Gladiator, and A Beautiful Mind.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Russell Crowe got his job because of Sharon Stone. They were the studios were worried about. We don't know this weird Australian actor. It's no, he's gonna be great. Don't worry about it. He's got the look. He's got the attitude.
Yeah,
and this is before. I mean, this is before his sci-fi with Denzel Washington. You remember that one? Virtuosity.
Yeah.
So this is before L.A. Confidential. This is before his real
Gladiator.
Gladiator. So this is she taking a risk on him. So,
okay.
Yeah, I guess I'll read the synopsipod. Female gunfighter returns to a frontier town where a dueling tournament is being held, which she enters in an effort to avenge her father's death. So that is it, and that is kind of the basis of this whole movie. It's kind of like one of those RPG games where kind of icebreakers, where it's everyone gets a character, and you get to roll for how your friend is you're a friend with him, you're an enemy with him, you're related to them, but you don't like them. And this movie does a really quick and easy way of saying, these are your cast of characters, and here's how they interact with each other. Enjoy.
Yeah. No, I mean, the whole, like I said, I use the term rogues gallery of basically the intros of all the characters are fun because everyone is almost like a Dick Tracy character, to that level of absurdity. Is oh, you're that one. Oh, you're that one.
There's not that where it's oh man, these are all the same. Which one is no? They all have a unique look, a unique attitude, and almost
because it's frontiers, they almost all have nicknames.
Yes,
so you don't really have to know their names.
Yeah, I mean, and they don't always say their, because we get the classic Western open with the whistle and
the Western scene, the
load rider in the desert and a man digging for holes, and our first character that we actually get lines from is played by Tobin Bell, and he plays Dog Kelly, and he shoots the stranger before they get close, and it turns out he missed. And I love these are Sam Raimi clever shots of you get the sun coming through the brim of the hat, showing that's where the bullet hole was.
One of many holes that
yes, in this movie.
movie.
As she takes him out.
Yeah, and she leaves him to die on the west, which is also a trope of leaving the person just hanging out.
Yeah, she's not gonna kill him outright, but she ain't gonna be she's not a good person either.
Well, and that's I think is I've said this later on, is like she is not a hero.
No,
she's not an anti-hero either.
Yeah.
She just is doing her thing, and people will kind of project onto her like, "Oh, you're a savior, you're this," and she's like, "Listen, I'm doing my thing."
Mm-hmm. And she rides through a cemetery, sees a hangman into the town of redemption.
Which I was like, putting a hanging man in a cemetery really does lessen your load of when you have to take him down.
Yeah, no, just like take him down, put him in the hole, it's fine. But
yeah, no, and you get your typical Western thing of going down Main Street. There's a burned out Marshall building. There's the coffin maker saying, "I know how tall you are."
Every town, every entrance to any Western town starts with a coffin maker.
Yeah, I mean, he's right there because like, listen, we've got a booming coffin industry.
It's amazing, But no.
But yeah, no, and going into the saloon, which I appreciate. It's not the open the door and everyone kind of stops and stares. It's empty.
Yeah.
And it sets her up of she's a badass because the barkeep says, no, whores go next door. And she goes, say it again.
Yeah, and it's like either he's misinterpreting like what she wants. Like, does he think like this is like a young boy who wants a whore, or is she a whore? Either way,
I'm assuming he's saying, listen, if you want to apply next door, and I don't think that's how she takes it.
Either way, she's not happy with him and takes no crap.
Yeah, takes the legs out of the stool and basically straightens him up quickly.
Yeah, and
but no, we get the first intro to our cast of characters of Ace.
Played by Lance Hendrickson,
who I know him from the show Millennium.
You might know him from Aliens and things.
Yeah, he definitely has a unique face, but he's setting himself up. But they all have like their kind of flourishes. His like, I put an ace in this deck every time I kill someone,
and the deck's full of aces.
So
But they're larger than life characters basically.
But we also get set up with like, what is this town about? And
the blind
store boy kind of says like, well, John Herod gets 50% of everything. Why? Because he does.
Yeah, he rode into town and he's taken over the town.
It's a warlord situation,
and you get like some very subtle like establishment for things later on. Is like, I have ammo, I have perfume, I have alcohol, I have ink. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's offhanded.
I'm a man about town.
But
and then you get the second intro of Scar, the crazy convict,
played by Mark Boone Jr. You might know him from an episode of The Mandalorian or from Memento.
What's he in Mandalorian? Now I want to know.
The prison episode, he's the one who sends them on. You don't recognize him because he's got a shaved head. Usually he has really long, scraggly hair.
Oh.
Yeah, he's in Memento, he's the motel owners who double charges him.
I would not have recognized
it's fine, but
he's a crazy convict.
He cuts himself for every person he kills, kind of like the DC character Zaz.
Then we get. She's getting set up. There's a deal going on next door with
the townspeople
are definitely hiring a bounty hunter who you see, but you don't know who he is.
Yeah, he's Sergeant Cantrell, which we learn later, played by Keith David. He's encouraging them all to join the Navy.
Join the Navy.
Yeah, he used to be the Navy guy.
But and she's setting up, and this little girl who's setting her up is like, oh, you're awesome, and she's having
she's not talking to him.
She's playing the quiet man.
She's a woman. She's the woman with no name. She's very, very few words kind of thing. And she's just there, and
to then go to the festival.
The festival. But we do get a picture of Gary Sinise.
Oh, that's right. She does
the marshal, as we learn later on, but it's her mysterious backstory.
Yes, I mean that's the MacGuffin is that we get pieces of this flashback. Not yet,
but we haven't got that. But this is the first indication. That Gary Sinise is a character in this movie.
Yes, but
Dia de los Muertos celebration.
She sees an old man who was he the guy from Home Alone?
Yes, he is the neighbor in Home Alone.
Okay, because I was
mysterious doctor Doc Walker. Or
he doesn't have a name. He's mysterious doctor.
I mean, in the IMDb, it's like Doc Walkie or something like that. So played by the
But this is where we're going to set up the competition.
Everyone's in the bar.
Everyone fights every day for every hour. Mm-hmm. There's $123,000 prize.
Yeah. It's a good bracket game. Everyone loves brackets.
I love brackets.
Yeah.
But this is where it's a good way to set up all the characters.
Yeah.
Some are going to be off quicker than others, but they still get names.
Yeah.
You get Goodson, who is the Swedish champion.
Yeah.
Ace comes back.
Yeah, Leo DiCaprio as the kid is now introduced. Leo also got his job because of Sharon Stone, saying like, no, I'm really interested with this uprising star because this is before Romeo and Juliet, but this is after waiting for Guffman and all of that.
Right. So he is slowly
he has been noticed, but
the kid who's very cocky also introduces Eugene. Who's creepy.
Who's played by Kevin Conway. You might know him as the voice of The Outer Limits or from Gettysburg and things like that.
He's prolific.
Yeah.
Sergeant Cantrell, who is the bounty hunter we saw before.
Yeah.
Spotted Horse.
Yeah, who cannot be killed by a bullet.
That's all the time I hear is a Spotted Horse. He can't be killed by a bullet.
Yeah, they have their own mythologies. But you also get like, because of the kid messing with Eugene, because of all these people, everyone's having their own little, you're starting to get the relationships between everyone. There is one line that I like, but they, I think, give too much space between the payoff of with Sergeant Cantrell and the bar owner. So like, how do you spell that? Long pause, correctly.
Yes.
It's like that joke should have been a lot faster to make it land.
Yeah. No. It does.
I mean, I like the line. I love the line. It's just like you put way too much space.
It's like he's thinking. He goes. Correctly. Do I know how to spell my own last name? Well, you spell it.
And then I noticed on this viewing, because when the kid and the lady are speaking, you can see a wanted poster behind him, and it's like Virgil Sparks, wanted for rape. Well, that's odd. And who's up next? Virgil Sparks.
Well, he's the pride of Texas.
I was like, oh, there he is.
Right there.
He's right there. That's nice.
Yeah, Scar. Yeah. But then we get the entering of the baddie. The slow step. I mean, he even does like a windswept.
A evil wind blows in with him. Yeah.
But he walks in, and it's like there's a lot of just like side glancing, looking around. He's very much like who's on the list? Put me on there.
And you see like, oh, he's worried. It focuses on the kid. It's like, why is that important? And,
and I mean everything pays off later.
Yes. And then they toss in Russell Crowe.
Yep, the preacher, Court.
Yep. So,
but it's
and we get a Sam Raimi staple of filming when they throw the glass, when he's like, are you still fast enough, and he throws the glass. You get a POV shot of the glass rushing towards Russell Crowe's face. That is a Sam Raimi. He loves doing POV shots.
No, but it does set up that like this man is fast, he's good, and he's good. There's obviously a lot of animosity between him and Herod.
Yep. And then they have a would-be hanging with the chair and shooting it out.
Well, and it also sets up the lady's character.
Well,
where she says, she's not liking the situation, and we find out later why.
She interrupts this very tense. Everyone's watching. She's like, "Is this guy gonna get hanged?" And she's like, "Put my name down on the list." Like, what? Dude, I have a moment here, lady.
And ladies can't do it, and she proves that she too can shoot just as well.
She can shoot really well and sit down and be defiant, and so they both are entered into the contest.
Yep. And then we get our first flashback
dream number one of like there's
screams,
there's a little girl, we don't know what's going on, but
I mean, it is the tip of the iceberg of a MacGuffin of like, wow,
why is all this? And she wakes up and she has slept with the kid.
Maybe. I mean, the way I've reinterpreted is like, no, she slept in his bed. He passed out.
Yeah, so. I mean, they both drink too much, vomited, and it's like it's there to establish, hey, there's a lot of gunpowder.
There's a lot.
It's dynamite and gunpowder.
Yeah, Chekhov's dynamite.
Yeah, and then we learn that the kid is the son of the mayor.
Yeah, and that's but we're on to the first day. I like it that. Court, who has been basically locked up outside, is being sized up by everyone walking by.
Yeah, it's that this might be the easiest mark to get through round one kind of thing.
Everyone wants to see who. It's like a game of from Survivor, like who is the weakest link.
So. Yeah, it's like he was fast, but he also says he's not going to fight, so that might be an easy win.
Right,
it's that weighing your options.
But he basically gets challenged by
one of the mayor's men, basically.
It's Foy. I call him Daddy's.
Yeah, Daddy. I mean, his name is Foy, which you wouldn't know. I mean, I thought, after knowing I listened, it's like someone's like, I put money on you, Foy. I thought it was boy.
Yeah.
I mean, honestly, but yeah.
But he's got a pack of his kids who start to beat him up, and then share the lady beats them up,
and she has some awesome sunglasses.
I put that here. It's like those are awesome sunglasses. They were awesome in the 90s, and they're awesome now, and I'm sad that I can't pull it off.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't pull. I do not have Sharon Stone's body at all,
or face,
or anything.
And the lady gets challenged by
Tobin Bell. Yeah,
he's pulled himself out of the desert with the wheel,
and she doesn't want to play with him, but he wants to play a game.
Yes.
He's Jigsaw. If you don't know,
if you've never seen the, I want to play. I want to
play a game. So he wants to play. He wants to play round one with her, and she's forced into it because
there are rules.
Them's the rules.
Them's the rules. Yeah. But then we get the Ace show.
Yeah.
Where he's showing off his gun tricks, and Herod's not impressed by this. He basically calls like, I heard you blew off a little kid's thumb in Reno, and you got from the very beginning that Herod's been eyeballing.
Yeah. So he knows something's up.
But we get the first kind of. There's been a lot of focus shots on the clock.
Yeah.
And getting ready.
Yeah. Yeah. And we get what is our first match, which is the kid versus the Swede.
Yes.
And it is very apparent that this is like young versus old.
Mm-hmm.
Because they show this with the guns themselves, whereas the Swede has powder and ball and
it's an older type.
It's an older type where he has a newer type.
Well, and this is also where we get the rules of the game. Yeah. You can't draw until the hour chime,
which it never chimes.
Well,
but it's at the first hour strike.
Cheaters will be killed.
Yeah,
these kind of goons that are placed throughout the town, which you always see them hanging around in the background. And they do look cool.
Hired goons. Yeah, I bet it's like they were professional gun trick people that weren't. It's like, we don't need you to speak. We just need you to sit around and look cool and do your gun things. It's like, yeah, we can do that. And then we get like super zooms and quick cuts, another Sam Raimi staple, but this works really well for a duel.
Well, and it shows like this is a progression of how this game gets deadlier.
Yeah.
Is the Swede basically says like, I'm going to wound you.
Yeah.
The rules right now is like until you are kind of like tap out when you're down.
Yeah.
And the kid says, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And there's the quick shoot.
Yep.
And
kid wins.
He says, "Stay down, stay down."
Yeah. They're both honorable. They're not trying to kill each other.
Yeah.
But then you get like the Herod saying,
I'm not impressed.
I'm not impressed if he was any slower. It's like it's a backhanded compliment, but basically he's insulting the kid, saying you're not that good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then we get a montage of fights.
Yeah, I mean, this is where you actually get Spot Horse saying he can't get shot by a bullet. He is shot up. Which makes me wonder, like, are you that good, or are you just a bullet sponge like in a video game?
Yeah, But the
montage of death.
Montage of fights of people we don't care about. And it's like, if you didn't know this was a comic book-esque movie, this is going to tell you, because this is basically panels. You get one panel after another.
And there are definitely shots that are set up just like a comic book, where like the face is really in the foreground. You see something kind of going on in the corner.
In the background, they are doing... I mean, there's a technique of using like a lens that has dual focuses, and you'll see like a blur in the middle. They don't even do that. They's like, I'm going to shoot you in front of a green screen so that the background is in pure focus, so I can have both of you in focus. And it works.
As long as you feel like this is a comic book, it works really well.
Yeah.
But then we get to Court and Foy.
Yes.
The fight.
But he has to get a gun first.
He's got to get a gun first. So Herod takes him to the kid's shop and berates him.
And berates him. But I love it's like there's plenty of places to buy a gun in this town. It's like, this is a small town. How many gun shops do you have? But I guess it's
it is the main out in
export. So.
But I mean, I like it. It is. The showing off of the guns,
all the different types.
It's like it is like almost like showing off a really nice car. You're like, ooh, and like Court is really focused on these guns. Like you can tell he knows.
And what is nice is these are all authentic, age appropriate guns. I mean, they have been cleaned up, but these aren't new ones. These are old guns that are correct for the time period.
But it allows Court to show off. He is still really good with a gun, and he gets the the old nag.
Yeah. And one bullet.
Yeah.
And so we get our second match of Court versus the minion.
Town doesn't like Court.
Well, so it's that like if the bully doesn't like someone and you don't want to get on the bad side of the bully, you just go after the person you don't really care about. So the the town's throwing things at him.
It's all set up. We do get a slowdown to show how court
works.
I mean, I'm glad it's done basically once.
Yes,
because otherwise if this was a Zack Snyder film, this would be all
this movie
the
would
time.
be 3 times longer.
But yeah, it shows him down. It shows the clock, and court's fast.
Yeah.
He just takes him out.
Yeah, one shot doesn't need it, and
I mean, and it is what Herod was saying before. Is like, listen, you're a killer. It's your instinct.
Yeah.
You will do it.
Yeah, you will survive.
And he did.
Yep, and he moves on. And
but yeah, we get the lady talking to court, and basically we get a little bit of a backstory of like, no, he used to run with Herod before he was
basically
a priest.
This is example one of the lady in court are trying to have a conversation, and Herod just loves to butt in every time. He's like,
hey, by the way,
I'm back here too, and I'm going to talk to you guys.
Yeah, and the lady doesn't like the fact that
he ran with them, like he might have been there. And then we go back to the bar, and we get Eugene's creepy seduction of the bar girl, which is important.
Yeah,
for the story.
It's setting up beef.
Yep.
All the beef is being set up. I mean, there are movies where one-dimensional characters work really well because, like, no, you don't have to have nuance. This guy's creepy. We're not supposed to like him.
Yeah. And then we get round 3 of the
Ace Herald fight.
And
I remember this from a kid, and I like it now today, of where it looks like they're having just a conversation.
Yeah.
And basically, the whole, like, you've been telling tall tales because I killed those bandits that you did.
You claimed you killed them, and I did it, and you weren't even there.
And then it goes, boom, they're on the street.
Yeah.
And it's like, you could kind of see in Ace's face of, oh, I have bitten off way more than I can chew.
Yep. And he shoots off his thumb. He shoots his other hand.
And there's a toy. It's like, it's very much like a cat and mouse thing where he goes, I hear you can shoot with your left hand. How good are you with your left hand? While he's, lighting
with his right hand, and then shoots his left hand with his, he does a left-handed draw and does even better than Ace. And
then he proceeds to toy with him, shooting at his feet, and then shoots him up saying like, no. Herod is deadly, and Herod is fast, and he is definitely, like, if this was like, a Mortal Kombat, it's like, no, this is a final boss here.
Yeah. He other people might be, aiming to wound. He's like, he's here to kill.
And then you get the start of like the body snatchers.
Yeah, those body snatchers. Like, if you die here, everything of you is going to be taken.
Exactly. This is not a town of honor.
Yeah, and so
but Ace is killed, and we have now finished.
Yep.
Nope, we got one more. Sorry,
but we got a flashback. We got to continue our flashback. Getting more of the story of, okay, now we see the doctors there. There's more of the little girl running, and we still don't know why. But the third match of Lady versus Dog Kelly.
Yeah, and Court gives her the hint. That hint. If you're in a video game, listen for the click before the strike.
Yeah, and because of that, she gets it's a. What I like is this is a long, quiet duel of just like. They don't have music. They don't have the cuts. It's just
quiet.
Wait, and then the strike, and Lady wins. That's all we need. Yep.
I do like the line. Once again, it solidifies her. She is not a hero, and she's not quite enjoying this.
It's like you're awesome.
You're awesome. Grow up,
kid. Yeah. And she thanks Gordon, and then goes in and gets drunk basically.
Well, she gets invited to dinner.
Yeah, she gets it. Later on, she gets a dinner to the mayor's house.
But the dinner scene is. I like it more that I'm an adult.
Yes.
To just kind of get some of the nuances of how they are threatening each other the entire time.
I misinterpreted something for the longest time that I got on this viewing.
Oh, I want to know this.
So she's gone there to kill him.
Yes.
I mean, we know
got her tiny little gun.
She got her tiny little gun. She got through the, she stopped to talk to Cord and insulted him.
Well, he insulted her. And I do like the instant karma because he was being mean to her.
He doesn't get water.
He doesn't get water.
Yeah. But, we got to learn about the kid's mother and what happened to her and all that.
We think
what?
Well, it's like because later on he says like I don't know if I'm the father.
Yeah, but the mother is still dead. The mother's the same mother. It popped out of her.
Yes,
so she's dead. But she because of it's a quiet room. The cocking of her gun
is audible.
It's very loud,
and he hears it.
And he keeps talking, and he tells the story of why he's not afraid. And then you hear a cocking of a second gun, and I thought it was. On my first viewing, I thought she was still trying to cock her gun.
No. Oh, you never got that.
I never.
Then he was playing with her.
And then as she's running away, he's been playing with her with just the matchbook of that's the match holder. I guess.
And I appreciate that because this is not to make you feel bad. I always got that.
Well, I thought that was as she was running away, he does it again, and she thinks he's cocking the gun. There's a second sound underneath the table. That's why she decides to run away.
I think this is because. it's not the first time that he doesn't take her seriously.
Yeah.
So he's not even armed at this table.
Yeah.
And I think he realizes that
Yeah.
he's in danger and outwits her. And it's a show that he is very calculated.
Yeah.
It also goes, into his backstory of like his dad, clicking, the gun. So that also plays into all these guns being armed.
Mm-hmm.
But no, he's very perceptive, and he's cold.
Yes.
It's like he does not care. But he basically is like, I am not justice, I am order.
Yeah.
The justification of why I exist.
And and you get that, kind of foreshadowing is like, have you ever killed anyone? And she says, yeah, sure.
And he
like,
doesn't
I don't believe
her.
you. And it's like, and we're not supposed to believe it either. And we learned that she has, but not the way that we think. Yeah.
But then we get a rain day.
Yeah.
And we get deeper into Court's backstory
of why he would decide to leave.
Yeah.
Herod's company. It was like, we were taken in by a preacher who, after a bad robbery, who took care of us, patched us up, and then he forced me to kill him. And I don't understand. Someone helped us, and I had to kill this.
Yeah, and it's like I was forced into killing him,
and now I'm damned, and I don't want to do this anymore.
Yeah. And you do see a moment of recognition. These are all the things that you see on the back, rewatch.
Yeah,
there is a recognition between the lady and this. Like, okay, I've kind of forgiven you a little bit.
And we get then a quick Herod confronting Sergeant Cantrell saying, "I know you're here to."
It's like I thought Ace was the hired gun, but no, he's not that good.
He was a buffoon.
You're clearly the hired gun. And Sergeant Cantrell says, I know I'm a hired gun. I'm not telling you who hired me, but do we got business?
It's like, and it's a fun thing. Like, do you want to hire me, or the business of, are we going to do this now? And it's like, well, once the rain clears, we'll do it. And
I'm going to make an example of you. And it is. I do like the cockiness of both sides where they're laughing at each other and
then we get to round two, of 8 remaining people, and Herod quickly tries to tell the kid to step down, and he doesn't. And we lead into our 4th match of Herod versus the Sergeant Cantrell.
Right, and the new rule of everything is now to the death.
Yeah, and it's like, of course you changed the rules. And it's like, well, I was planning to kill you anyway. And the town's hope, and this is a really nice, quick, instead of cutting, we have the classic, 3/4 angle of the two gunfires both firing, and then you get this nice of one of the townspeople dropping their rosary and looking sad. It's like, you already know what happens.
Yeah.
And then we get it of,
and when Herod berates the people.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's done in great Gene Hackman style of he is getting angrier as he's talking, because it's very much like, you live and die by me alone.
Yeah.
And then proceeds to blow a hole into the head.
We gotta see through the head,
which I feel is classic Sam Raimi too.
It is Sam Raimi of we'll have some outrageousness here.
But basically like, I've killed your gunslinger.
Yeah.
We're back to where we are.
Yeah. And then we get a kind of
we get the kid versus Scar.
Yeah, the kid versus Scar. This is a fancy one. It's just quick and done. Scar's dead.
Yep.
Kid wins.
Which I mean,
which is fine.
Which is fine. I mean, it is that interesting thing that you set up some characters that don't necessarily pay off, but it's like, but they are fodder.
Yeah. It's to say, okay, the people who were dangerous are now dying in the 2nd round, so we now know who are our big hitters, and Kid is one of them.
Yep. So it's done.
Yeah.
But there's a rain delay.
Yeah. Because these are the sunniest, clearest skies with heaviest rains I've ever seen.
It's rain when you need it, not when you want.
Yeah.
But it allows the lady to go into the bar, and there's something icky happening because all the hardened criminals are very uncomfortable.
That you hear Eugene upstairs with the bar girl.
I feel for the bartender, who I'm going to say is her father figure.
I think it is her father.
Yeah. It's like, you do see him reaching
because she says that's my daddy. He's just an idiot. After
no, that's true. So and you do feel, because this is a icky situation overall. It's never outright said, but as you get older, you realize. But when he comes downstairs, you do see him reaching for the gun, and you see Eugene reaching for his gun.
It's like he knows that
it's going to happen. And it's like, he doesn't have the courage, and your heart breaks that it's like he's in this situation.
Yeah.
But the lady is having none of this,
and challenges them to a rain duel.
And the rain duel is fun because it is like that, almost like that medieval, like charging at each other.
And then he says like, this took like a good amount of time because of the rain machines. It's like and Conway says like, this was like one of the harder things I had to film because I was just soaked to the core. But she shoots him in the third leg, and
then spares him because he's begging.
She doesn't want to actually kill him, and the mayor's like,
and also in a very Mortal Kombat, finish him.
Yeah, finish him. Yeah,
and she's having none of it, and he's like, it's not over until it's over.
And so she goes to get a drink, and since it's not over, he bursts in
and shoots the glass,
and she lays him out, and we're supposed, and her attitude is like, this is like her first kill.
Yeah.
That we know of.
And
that she purposely has killed someone.
Yeah, and you can see it in her face. But it's like, but it comes back to like, that setup is like, well, we don't feel bad
about this kid. No,
we don't feel bad that you killed him.
But of course, it's like you can always ask for forgiveness. But that doesn't matter. And we continue our way
through
the sixth match of Court versus Spotted Bull.
Horse.
So sorry, Spotted Horse. My bad.
Get your Western animals correct.
Who can't be killed by a bullet?
Well, and I like this. This is so comic book. This is so video game.
This is so video game.
This is a special character. You can't kill him the same way.
Yeah, and so, but it's that fun thing of, I only allowed you one bullet, and it's not working, and you have like that really nice sense of tension of the blind kid trying to find the one bullet in his thing to throw to the guy as he's being shot out by a wounded man.
And it's like, even with like, and then it has the horror movie thing of the hand popping up and then done. But in the background of this is lady leaves.
Yeah,
leaves. She's done.
She killed it, and she doesn't want to deal with this.
So, but Court wins.
Yeah. And loses his collar because he killed a man.
Comes over and goes, you're a killer. Take that off. But
and then we finally get the doctor and now Ellen, talk about.
Well, and I come back. Does he say?
I don't know. He says, I brought you into this world.
Well, because I'm going to bring this up right now. This is more of an annoyance of mine. Is later on. Court calls her Ellie.
Ellie.
Her name, I am gonna die on this hill, is never said
until that
before.
point.
And it's like, I know. They may have had a conversation like, hey, I'm Court, I'm out. But that's never given to the audience. And I'm going to go off of Hollywood rules. Like, if you don't show it,
then
it didn't happen.
Yeah, she's just lady until
she's the lady until, and it's like, and I'm okay with her being the lady, parentheses, Ellen. But it's like, I don't, it's one of those things like, I don't like it was like, where it's like, all of a sudden she has a name at the last 1 minute mark and no one ever was told
That's fair. But basically, the doctor says, I know you. I brought you.
I'm the doc. This is your old town.
The town needs your help. We're all just a bunch of cowards, and you haven't been living. You've been afraid.
And she admits like, I've been running since I was a kid.
Yeah, and then we get
more of the flashback.
Yeah, more of a flashback, and now we get to see like Herod there. We get to see
him being strung
up, and the same chair trick being used to hang him, and so then we get. She challenges Herod and is like, you can't. I've been challenged. So that forces her to fight Court, which she doesn't want to do.
So it's the kid versus Herod and the lady versus Court.
And
then we get basically of her saying like, well, I'm not going to fight you. I'm not going to fight you. And Herod going like, listen.
Again, interrupting their conversation.
Like he's just hanging off. Goes like, if you don't fight, you die. If you try to leave, you die. We are now in,
and then this is an impromptu thing of Gene Hackman slaps Sharon Stone, and she did not know he was going to do that, and so her reaction is genuine. This is a thing that if Sam Raimi told him to do that, then boo on Sam Raimi. So this is one of those you have to trust your actors, and it's been brought up. So like in Alien, when the thing bursts out of the stomach, only one person knew that was going to happen. That was the person who had it in the stomach, and their reactions are great. I like that because no one was hurt.
Yeah.
But when you tell someone to kiss them, hit them or something, and they're not told, that's not trusting your actors, and I don't like it. So now if Gene Hackman on a spur of the moment thought, hey, this is what my character does, still not cool, but at least it's him spur of the moment and probably should have apologized afterwards. But
well, you hope.
It worked. Yeah. So.
Well, it goes into the, So I'm thinking like Stanley Kubrick, where you've heard horror stories, no pun intended, of how he treated his actors to the point of
Shelley Duvall had a
mental breakdown because
on The Shining,
of him just doing these things to her. And it's like, there are times when it's like, let a scene play out. There's ad-libbing.
Yeah.
I have not heard of any beef between Sharon Stone and Gene
I don't think
Hackman.
so. This is when it was pointed out to me. It's like, you know what? You should respect your actors. Like when it's like, you know what? Let's do a take where you get slapped. We'll figure this one out instead of just doing it to them.
And considering that she is the producer, I would think that Sam Raimi didn't do it. Was more about Gene Hackman.
All I read was like Gene Hackman slapped her and she didn't know she was going to be slapped. But because we got like a reaction shot either they had two cameras set up, or they like, let's do that again or something like that.
Yeah, and that might have been, like, but it's like they are both professionals, and
So and it's a light glove slap, so it's not like he really
they didn't like punch her down.
But anyway, so yeah, they have to fight each other.
But yeah, you definitely get the setup of and issues with the kid of him like, well, he's never loved or respected me, so this is the only way I can do it.
So we got our 7th match of Herod versus the kid. And it is the nice thing of the kid does wing him.
Yeah, he the kid is fast. Herod's just
more accurate and faster, and it is that sweet moment of the town does not rip him apart, either in respect for the mayor and they don't want to get Herod getting on his bad side, or they just like the kid.
Well, and there is, it's heartbreaking. He's reaching for him, and he's not going to do it. And Herod gives the excuse of, well, I don't even know if he's my son. So
well, I do like it because it is a thing. It's like, well, there was this farmer and she was unfaithful, and I don't know if he's my kid. He finally does say he's my kid after the kid dies. But,
but it is almost like justification of why I killed him. Like, well, I'm not.
But I gave him an out, but yeah.
But
then you get like lady, talking to the blind kid.
Like, do you have ink?
And we get the start of a plan, and she knocks on the dynamite, and then sits down with Court, and they don't say anything. And we get our 8th match of Court versus Lady, and he's like putting his hands in his belt, and the clock strikes, and they both refuse to shoot.
And he's like, you get a countdown now.
Yeah. And it's like, I'm going to count down, and if either of you shoot, you will be gunned down. And then we get her name, and Court wins.
Yeah,
and
and if upon rewatching, they show you she's not shot.
Yeah,
they lift her hand up, and there's no hole.
Yeah, there's a hole, but there's red. But it's
like if you're paying attention.
Yeah,
and the doc's in on it, and there's,
so to keep the people from
everyone get away from her. It is done well.
Yeah, and so
but it's like. Court basically says, we're going to fight at dawn.
Yeah, our final fight, our fight at dawn.
And Court gets a beating.
Getting a beating from the guy from My Cousin Vinny, and he gets his hands hurt. And Court and Herod is kind of shown in his kind of vulnerable state in his pajamas getting ready for the
night. Yeah, he's got all his guns out. He's muttering to himself. He's definitely thinking about this.
He's rattled kind of thing. So then the 9th match, Court versus Herod, unhappy to see that his hand's been hurt.
He goes like, you ruined the match. My fun's. He's like, it's not a fair fight. You best run.
You got 15 seconds. Like, it's no fair, sir. I only did what you told me to do.
And he runs up. And while he's running, he goes, he's basically like, I'm nervous. I'm enjoying this.
Yes.
I mean, there is like,
I've always wanted to do this.
It's like, there's a weird, sycophant in there. It's like, I've always wanted to kill you, and I'm feeling really great about it.
Well, it's like, I finally get to feel alive again, kind of thing. And he shoots, his minion. And then it's like, okay, it's time to draw.
He sets up basically to his henchman, no matter what happens, shoot him down.
Yeah.
There's no way he's out of this.
Court is getting out of this alive. And so it comes time to draw, and the town starts exploding.
Yeah, it's like, as I was watching this, I'm like, is there going to be much of the town left to save after this?
I remember, when on my first joke on the last line of the movie, which I could just cut to because it really doesn't matter. I was like, the Lost come back to town. It's like, what town? You blew up the town. But honestly, she did not. She
blew up 3 buildings.
She blew up the clock tower, the mayor's house, and the bar. The 3 things that are all associated with this contest and this man. Yep. So she hopefully no one was in this proximity because they shouldn't be. But yeah, the town starts blowing up, and lady shows up, and it's like, who are you?
And you get the final flashback.
You get a final flashback of, as a little girl, she was given this opportunity to prevent her father from being hung up by the chair breaking. And it's like, I got 3 shots, you get 3 shots, and it's like, give it your best shot, honey. I love you. And she proceeds to kill her father. Yeah. And you can see, that would destroy her.
Oh yeah. And it's like, it is hard. I mean, and unlike other movies where it might be on the 3rd shot, it's like, no, it's right out the gate. It's like, and
so she did kill someone before, and and it's like, and it's haunted her since.
Well, and also it goes back to like when he was being put on the table, why she reacted the way she did.
Yeah,
it all loops back really nicely. Of like, well, that's messed up.
No, this is a good backstory for this character of why she wants her revenge, why she's had her hard time.
But I also appreciate that it didn't set it right off at the start.
No, you got you got
drip fed it.
Yeah. And it was the right amount of drip feeding. That's like, oh, okay. Yeah, he killed her father.
Yeah,
okay.
That's we kind of guessed it, but you're like, no, he did it a messed up way.
He messed it up, and we kind of got hinted at that, with Court's backstory. It's like, no, he forced me to kill someone.
Yeah, and that's where she kind of forgives him.
Yeah. It's like, oh, I got forced to do this. So.
But she shoots him clean through. We got another
sun through the sun.
And then she does this, the head over heels.
Yeah, shot through the head. Yeah, he is dead. He is clutching money. He is bleeding in the streets.
As she says, the laws come back to the town.
Yeah, and it rides off into the not quite sunset.
Well, that's my only critique.
Yeah.
Is where it ends.
Yeah.
Feels weird,
and it feels weird. And apparently they had a problem with the original ending, which I don't know what it was. And it's like, we don't know how to finish this. It's like, well, we know someone. How about Joss Whedon? Can you help us write this ending? And he wrote this ending. So,
okay.
But it just ends. Yeah. I
would have actually preferred, as cliches as of her running off.
Yeah,
even if it's just not even in the sense that just have her riding to the cemetery.
Yeah.
It was like, but the fact that it's got Russell Crowe there scratching his head like, whoa, what are we gonna do now?
I guess I'm a marshal now.
And it's like, and it just ends like, you're almost like, did that go to commercial break?
Yeah.
It's like, I feel like there should have been just a little bit more. I mean,
just as she rode into town, she should have ridden out to town and something more. But just a little bit more.
That is a minor complaint because I really love this movie. I think even for its age, it does better than it doesn't.
I mean, I'm not the biggest Western fan, but I do enjoy them now and then. And this one was just cheesy enough and just fun enough that even after almost 2 decades later, that hurts. I still enjoy it. I still think it's good, and I think it shows a lot of reasons why these cast of characters became big actors when they did.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Oh, and because I think we watched it as a made for TV, not made for, but like
I think we watched it on TV. I don't think we did not see it in theaters.
The movie of the weekend.
We either went to Blockbuster and just chose it, or it was just on.
I think it was just on TV.
On TV, and I just loved it.
Because I mean, it's like as you look, it's like, well, there's nothing really objectionable about it.
No. Even the shot through the head, it's not gruesomely bad.
No, there's not that. So I was like, I mean, if you don't want something, I mean, I'll give another recommendation. Is my favorite Western is Tombstone.
Yes,
and that's like more realistic.
Yeah, that's the biography of,
or 3:10 to Yuma. It's like if you want something like a little lighter, but it's fun, but it's still Westerns. Like you cannot go wrong with doing this.
No, this is, and and if you accidentally got the other Quick and the Dead with Sam Elliott, I'm sorry, but we meant this one. So I did say the Sam Raimi one. So hopefully
you need to pay attention if you want to get the right movie.
I mean, but hopefully when you do watch it, you could get that final shot. I mean, it would have been nice to have her just ride out of redemption. You don't, because otherwise you're just in there and it's all those people just like a raid. Redemption is our next movie.
I'm shaking my head. You were pulling on some of these segues.
I was like, redemption. I could use that.
Redemption.
I don't know, but we are going to the Taiwanese, I think. Movie.
Sure.
I should have looked that up, but
I don't think
it's a martial arts movie of.
I think it's Indonesia, actually.
Indonesian. You might be right. We'll know that before next week.
Or will we?
Or will we? Of very intense, very basically a one building, one cop has to take them all down kind of story.
Of the raid.
Redemption, which is still the first one, but whatever.
Yes. You could start with Redemption and then go downhill from there.
So hopefully you can join us next week. Please watch Quick and the Dead.
Oh yes, please.
And we'll see you next week.
All right.
Bye.
Disappointed.
Okay.